My name is Bill Hale. I live in Gananoque in the wintertime and on the island in the summertime. My grandfather back in 1894 bought the island from the government, and it's been in the family ever since. My sister was born there in 1925, and I was brought up there for all my years. Was brought up on the island, and I'll probably retire on the island. Back in the 40s, I used to work on Calaria Island, and some of the guests liked to go fishing, so we didn't have an outboard for that purpose. They had a rowboat, so I would row them out in the evening and let them troll their lines and so forth. And I helped the neighbors for one thing growing up, helped them and ran their boats and one thing and another. Did some of their rowing to town and things like that in the early years. So that's the way we were brought up to row, and that was part of life. It was a very good life, and I kind of miss it to a point. I went to school in St. Catharines, and I ended up getting my license to master of minor waters. And in some cases, I went out and made rescues several times too, because the boat stopped, or the motor stopped, or the mast went down on their sailboat and things like that. My dad was a doctor from Gananoque, and he was one of the founders for TIA. I was working with putting the markers out in the river, and we put them out there. In those days, we used a plastic tub, 5-gallon, 6-gallon tub with cement blocks and so forth. In those days, it was all volunteer. There wasn't any pay involved with it. Today, it's a different ballgame. The markers that they're using today are approved by the Canadian Coast Guard and also the U.S. Coast Guard. They're not cheap by any means, but that's the way the game is. They fit the bill of what we have to do. Well, yes, you're right. They think they're done by the government on both sides, and they're not. If you didn't have a marker out there, believe me, there'd be more damage to boats than what's happened. Come on, it's time to get involved. We'd love to have you aboard, and you're welcome to come with us anytime and ask questions and all like that. We'll gladly help you out. Thank you.